When the white sheet was removed and the cold exam light shone, brushed across Michael Jackson's body, the forensic room sank to silence. The idol that had cheered millions was no longer before the physicians, but a fragile body that raised concerns as if it had borne an infection that hidden burden for years. On his back, chest, arms, and even locations few would expect, odd markings forced the exam staff to write nonstop. When the 2009 autopsy first page was revealed, the biggest shock came. Report opened. There, doctors noted he had lived with an unusual medical ailment that the media had long speculated Abu the died. Perhaps Michael Jackson's music has comforted you. Sleepless night or mildly enlivened your childhood. Consider like and subscribe to show your appreciation. Because what's coming disclosed will transform your view of his true self, dazzling image. In August 2009, just weeks after Michael Jackson's death shook the world, Los Angeles County Medical Examiner quickly released a report that Hollywood labeled the world-falling document silent. From NYC newsrooms to international media headquarters in London, nobody expected the figures inside would convey a more intricate story than any controversy that surrounds Michael for 30 years. According to TMZ, Harvey Levon has worked in the field for over 20 years. Have never saw a medical report with so many questions. On Good Morning America, ABC's Diane Sawyer stated she felt treating a body-written diary. Meanwhile, investigative journalist Untouchable author Randall Sullivan called the document the missing piece to grasp Michael Jackson's life. What first struck all were medical measurements. Michael was roughly 50 kg, stand over 1m70 tall. Many UCLA Medical Center doctors classified this ratio as a red flag for 59. This is July 2009 O2 Arena residency in London. They highlighted that a person thus heavy would struggle to sustain extreme rehearsal schedule. Michael's dancers and production crew followed for 4 months at Staples Center. A backstage worker told AP that Michael often entered rehearsals. His jacket swayed softly when he walked due to his slender body. The layer of fat beneath the epidermis had nearly evaporated, showing how sensitive his body became. The examination lights illuminated his arms, legs, and soft tissues. The stomach showed strong veins and tiny muscle bundles, like every centimeter recalling a lengthy struggle. Forensics found muscular loss. Michael's distinctive movements once shook neighborhoods. Choreography. This was shared by numerous This Is It dancers, described seeing Michael sit down after a few run-throughs, something he never showed the public. A biochemical report triggered much shock. Multiple medical drugs were found in Michael's blood, including mild sedatives, painkillers, and sleep aids usually given in hospitals. Despite no levels exceeding hazardous thresholds, many compounds demonstrated that Michael needed medical help to sleep in his final months. Life. Fans suspected but could not confirm this till now. Report released. The CBS show 48 Hours welcomed experts that universally agreed that this reliance was not for recreation, but from years of accumulation, pressure likely caused by public-watched personal upheavals. TV events unfold. In retrospect, 2003, one of Michael's hardest years, was 2004. 2005, the Santa Maria legal case dominated People, Fox News, and BB's. Every day, dozens of TV vans surrounded the courthouse, forcing Michael to always facing cameras. Alan Meeser, who treated the Jackson family, reported Michael occasionally slept poorly due to stress, sometimes only getting a few minutes rest. In an interview, Michael always tried to act calm in public, but as the doors closed, he was virtually depleted. Trial pressure persisted. By 2006, Michael fought Sony Music. According to the media, a legend and an entertainment clash. System differences with Sony executive Tommy Moa caused a rift. Michael's wealth, rights, and artistic independence rumors flared. Front page New York Post. Is Michael Jackson real? Strong enough to perform again? Entertainment Tonight stated that Michael was under extreme mental stress. Hearing these queries on TV month after month devastated him. Increased emotional intensity. It was unknown to the public that lines in the autopsy report were not numbers. The results of every controversy, media frenzy, battle for almost a decade. Everything pounding on a body that has already went through years of treatment. Financial speculations, court hearings, television face assessments. Everything pushed Michael into prolonged fatigue. Several Neverland Ranch employees noted that Michael often left meetings early in his later years for one reason: no longer him strong enough to concentrate. When 2009 medical data is compared to the turbulent years previous, this was more than an autopsy report. The final piece revealed what Michael tried to hide from his loved ones. The life of a legend was never just stage lights and applause. It brought sleepless nights, quiet health fights, and the load of maintaining a world-demanded image indefinitely. Those numbers led to the next portion, where every scar and area of the years Michael endured became a living diary on his flesh. Pressure therapies and unimaginable sacrifices. When the LA County Medical Examiner's Office forensic team began detailing Michael Jackson's skin condition, CNN's press room fell practically absolutely quiet. Many analysts watched the announcement. Liv called his body a living diary with every skin sign, documented chapters that even the loudest tabloids missed. Scars in the report were not serious. Yet, they surfaced so regularly that forensic doctors admitted it was uncommon. Current Artist's webpage. They created a sophisticated map that Michael's stage light suffering. Scars were faint, across both sides of the nose, consistent with improved cosmetic procedures famous in Beverly Hills in the late 1970s and 1980s. That Michael collaborated with Dr. Stephen Hoffman, a controversial figure character from the time. The Los Angeles Times investigated Hoffman's activities that he used covert approaches with celebrities who constantly needed privacy. Hoffman denied doing too many procedures on Michael, but scars appearing consistently over time suggested more changes than either side admitted. This time frame also totally overlapped Michael's bad album preparation, a big production. Several fluent criminal video crew workers told Rolling Stone Michael spent a lot of time in front of the camera before filming. Mirror, inspecting every angle of his face under studio lighting, as if attempting to detect camera faults. Scars behind and under the ears, the jawline told a more vivid story. They appeared during Michael had his first significant scandal in 1993. A global media focused on the deadly Globe Tour's apex. Upon him. Major networks BBC, ABC, Court TV reported daily. Journalist Diane Diamond, one of the most prominent reporters, commented, Michael worried more about his appearance in bright lights. Someone on the team remembered Michael stating, studio lights always reveals my secrets. His frequent skin treatments evening out pigments often swelled his face. Yet with his repeated public appearances left him little time to heal. Another portrait was painted by chest, shoulder, arm, and wrist scars. Skincare over time. These locations were often treated. Laser advanced dermatology or vitiligo treatments. Between 1996 and 1999, Michael traveled non-stop. Between Munich, Seoul, London, and LA for concerts, videos, charity events, and TV interviews. Strong illumination, bad weather, and strenuous work schedules irritated his skin, causing maintain an even complexion with frequent treatments. A History Tour backstage staff member informed Hollywood Reporter Michael often requested lighting adjustments during rehearsals to avoid odd skin patches. Performed for tens of thousands. One thing drew his attention: the forensic doctor described Michael's skin as many specialists. Some tissue is thinner than natural regenerating ability. Allow. Several dermatologists told Larry King Live that this may happen. Outcome from years of intense skincare. Performers continually face enormous demands. Lighting outpaced skin recovery. Michael's case may be clearest example. All these details reminded people of the time British tabloids exploded with Michael's news appearance. The Sun and Daily Mirror overstated before-after comparisons. Promote debate. Talk shows like Dline NBC and Oprah unintentionally. Winfrey Show would study his face on broadcast, driving Michael into constant scrutiny whenever he emerged. This has major psychological effects. Pressure. Each time a controversy arose, he worked harder to preserve excellence, requiring dermatological maintenance and aesthetic tweaks to safeguard his image. His skin marks were more than ornamental. They were living proof of Michael's decades-long survival. They reflected professional, media, and public pressure aspirations and private struggles he never shared. It was these scars led to the most crucial finding, the one that ended nearly 2 decades of medical covert discussion. Michael worked hard to hide from the audience. Weak side. As the forensic team examined Michael Jackson's skin for August 2009's report, the audience CNN went silent for a while. This time, instead of 20 years of nebulous media ideas, LA County Medical Examiner's Office doctors recorded different indicators. Light recurring broad, well-defined colorful skin areas highlighting a story Michael had tried to tell but never was believed. Under the frigid white lights of the exam room, dignified parts were not simply a few little areas, as many thought. From him, they stretched chest to shoulders, arms to neck. Tests on tissue samples showed almost total loss of pigment-producing melanocytes. This was medical proof that Michael had vitiligo, an autoimmune condition. His February 1993 Oprah Winfrey interview was historic. Most heartbreaking was that Michael revealed the truth at the time. Not many believed him. Sun headlines were doubtful. The New York Daily News examined the story analytically. Articles. Some British newspapers said Michael changed his skin color for personal reasons without considering medicine. Despite Oprah's direct question on ABC in front of tens of millions, public opinion remained mixed. One party sympathized. His side thought he was hiding something else. Doubts increased stronger when paparazzi caught Michael in unexpected places: Munich, 1999, Sydney, 1996, or 1987 Tokyo. Every photo and lighting shade was cut up. Vanity Fair's Maureen Orth wrote extensively pieces asking if Michael was hiding something under those layers makeup. Television and print media applied pressure. Discussion panels were common on Access Hollywood, Inside Edition, and other entertainment shows about Michael's skin tone as a global mystery. Middle of those waves of argument, Michael's mind suffered. Light sensitivity increases with vitiligo. Performances with power stage lighting for risky world or historical tours became actual challenges. Because to this, he regularly used an umbrella in public and sometimes wearing large coats in summer. Paparazzi used those photos to make sensational American and British headlines and bizarre stories tabloids. There was considerably more tension behind the scenes. Michael's cosmetics team said he told Rolling Stone that before every Ghost music video made in 1997, much effort was spent testing lighting. A relatively harsh angle or in peculiar light reflection would highlight modeling flesh. That could be misinterpreted again by the public he had to scrutinize every detail, like an artist balancing changing stage lighting and skin spots due to illness. In truth, vitiligo affects more than appearance. Feelings too. Dr. Arnold Klein, several dermatologists indicated Michael had to fight with extended insecurity since the pigment alterations occurred precisely during the years his private life was scrutinized. Stormy years 1993, 2003, and 2005, milestones marked by legal inquiries and intense international media coverage. Mel faced hundreds of cameras at every event of vigilant eyes, making him fear the public would see that his skin has irregular spots. This loss of color occurred during Michael's most stressful times, making it even more distressing. His disease worsened with scrutiny. Progressed. As the situation worsened, he had to disguise it to avoid confusion. Over decades, Michael's skin care evolved from cosmetics to medical procedures to mitigate the effects of lighting and stage conditions. The 2009 Autopsy report confirmed vitiligo, prompting global media to respond with unprecedented silence. The public's derided white spots were actually a medical problem Michael had been struggling with for a long time. Many regretted his years of humiliation due to his skin tone change. From the medical aspect, the story continued beyond clearing his name. It revealed an unexpected and deeper secret. Following the 1982 global success of Thriller, Michael underwent more extensive cosmetic surgeries. During this time, Dr. Stephen Hofflin in Beverly Hills, who was frequently seen by celebrities like Elizabeth Taylor and Cher, was the primary doctor. Vanity Fair said that a clinic employee stated that Michael had a folder of close-up images of his face from various years. He used red pen to mark the areas he wished to alter, from his nasal bridge to his jawline under stage illumination. With time, these modifications got more polished. Instead of big surgeries, minor interventions were used to obtain camera precision by adjusting a few millimeters. Ironically, each alteration led to additional dermatological treatments for smoothing skin, uniform coloring, and reducing edema. These medical procedures require recovery time. Michael had a busy schedule, including rehearsals for the Victory Tour, recording the Awful music video, and high-profile appearances on CNN, ABC News, and worldwide press conferences. In the early 1990s, Michael's private life received global media attention, leading to increased conflict. After the initial investigation in 1993, other tabloids, including the Daily Mirror, The Sun, and National Enquirer, analyzed his appearance for clues. Michael was forced into a psychological corner by the comparison of before and after images, right down to the slightest details. Although unable to answer to all articles, he made small cosmetic modifications to avoid exaggeration through the lens. Supportive drugs became increasingly vital in his life during this time. Michael often suffered pain and difficulties sleeping after laser treatments, intensive skincare sessions, or small structural adjustments. Former supervisors Frank Cascio and Karen Fay recall nights when Michael was nearly awake due to agony after dermatological operations. For him to heal before returning to the stage, doctors prescribed regulated pain medication or sleep aids. The extended use of these medications was not due to irresponsibility, but rather to maintain performance schedules, filming dates, and public engagements while his reputation was closely monitored. In the early 2000s, Michael faced increasing controversies and had to frequently appear in international media, making it harder to maintain a steady image. Several times, he covered his face before leaving a dermatology clinic in Santa Monica to prevent news coverage like, "Michael has been adjusted again." During that period, rumors affected his reputation and caused stress, leading him to refine things he believed the public would judge. Reflecting on the cosmetic surgeries, they were not just about modifying appearance, but also about maintaining the projected identity. The trek lasted over 30 years, putting stress on his body beyond what an average person could handle. It was this process that led to the physical degeneration, as revealed in the post-mortem report, indicating the costly price of fame. People are often surprised by Michael Jackson's life, not just his appearance changes, but also the reasons he was obliged to do so. Every treatment, skin retraction, and dermatological course stemmed from childhood reasons, exacerbated by worldwide pressure, ultimately sacrificing personal health for a recognizable image. Nothing was a sudden self-change whim, but the outcome of decades of living under expectations that only Michael had to carry. The pressure began in 1969 when the Jackson 5 signed with Motown Records, with Michael singing at Detroit studios as a toddler. Family criticism, particularly from his father, Joe Jackson, led to early concerns about his appearance. As the Jackson 5 appeared on TV series like The Ed Sullivan Show and American Band, Michael's facial traits were scrutinized. The Chicago Tribune and other stories from that time utilized harsh comments of his appearance. Michael felt scrutinized for his appearance, even as a teenager. During the early 1980s, when Billie Jean appeared on MTV and made Michael the first global music superstar, close-up cameras, bright lights, and high-resolution displays excessively emphasized his face. According to Steve Barron, director of the Billie Jean video, Michael was always concerned about how the light bounced off his nose and cheekbones. He sought help from Dr. Stephen Hofflin in Beverly Hills to tweak face features for greater camera symmetry. The goal was to fulfill television standards during a time when even a millimeter may be a topic of discussion, rather than to reinvent oneself. When Michael got vitiligo in 1986, things got worse. The light spots on his cheeks and hands were obvious. Uneven skin tone caused reflections under stage lights, necessitating specialist cosmetics and dermatological treatments. Constant performance under scorching stage lights during the perilous era aggravated his health. Journalists like Maureen Orth from Vanity Fair questioned the medical explanation, leading to years of media attacks on Michael for his changing skin hue. Despite his autoimmune illness being proven through tissue analysis in the autopsy report, he was treated as carrying a secret. At the same time, personal scandals arose, adding to the load. When the first probe broke in 1993, American and British media focused on Michael's appearance, as if it were the key to the narrative. Michael had to tighten his image management after Diane Diamond on Court TV, and various newspapers revealed dozens of before and after comparisons. Despite having red or puffy skin, he often had to appear in front of cameras following dermatological treatments. The fear of a minor swelling generating media attention prompted him to maintain a flawless appearance in public. Additionally, a heavy workload prevented his body from recovering. He visited over 20 countries, performed hundreds of shows, and interacted with thousands of journalists from 1984 to 1997. In concerts in Bucharest, Rome, and soul, he danced for over 2 hours under powerful stage lights that melted his makeup. Intensive skincare was required after each visit due to irritation in depigmented areas. Michael under intense pressure throughout the 2005 controversy, requiring weekly court appearances in Santa Maria, California. His skin rained easily in harsh sunshine. Although media cameras were around, he maintained composure. According to reporters, he frequently took time to apply makeup and apply medication in a private area following morning testimony. During court appearances, he had to hide physical discomfort to seem cool in front of millions on CNN and Fox News. Comparison with the final autopsy report reveals Michael's true motive was not to conceal his procedure count. His goal was to hide his physical tiredness, which he endured to create a beautiful public image. His scars, depigmented areas, diminished muscular mass, and biochemical data indicate a man under extreme pressure. The urge to maintain the beloved Michael Jackson overshadowed his physical appearance. He did not want the public to see this truth under stage lights. The story is frightening because he sacrificed his health to maintain an image the world adored, without the world knowing. The final years of Michael's life reveal additional dimensions beyond what the autopsy report reveals. After analyzing the autopsy report, it becomes clear that Michael Jackson was not just a stage legend, but also a symbol of perseverance. Every medical number, scar, and subtle physiological alteration reminds him that there are hidden stories beyond the glare. This is not about a star striving for perfection, but rather a man balancing his image to avoid disappointing his millions of fans. Please share your thoughts on Michael Jackson's Mystery Life chapter in the comments below. Remember to subscribe to the channel to be updated on future stories.